Mic check, mic check. We are officially live. We are officially live on both Twitter Spaces and YouTube. Now let me just switch accounts here. I want to make sure that I get on this with a different account as well. Last time, I wasn't able to see the people that were requesting. So I want to make sure that I'm able to see it this time. So I'll be on two different accounts. Join, start listening, join. All right, let me put the volume down. All right, I'm gonna set my other one as speaker and as a co-host. Invite your co-host. Oh. There we go. All right, so I think everything should be good. Let me know how it sounds on your end. Right? Oh, Alexa, shut up. I'm not talking to you. All right, what's going on, guys? And welcome to another Let's Talk STEPN. Today, I am going to pretty much be listening. I want to just listen to the community, see, take some people, see what they want to talk about, and just kind of the sentiment right now after a few days on here. People kind of thinking over, mulling it over what happened on the announcement on Friday. And I think I want to see what's up. I know last time on the last one, I wasn't able to bring a lot of people up. I was having issues on my end. Let me actually turn on my camera on the YouTube live. Here we go. I was having issues on my end. I wasn't able to see everybody that was requesting for some reason. So hopefully this time I'm able to bring some more people up. I know there was some people that wanted it to speak a little bit. So I think this time around we're gonna focus on that mostly. I think I've pretty much said everything that I've wanted to say regarding what happened with the previous update, regarding my thoughts on the current situation, what's currently going on overall, and what I think needs to be done, what I think needs to be changed moving forward. So I've pretty much, I think I've said most of what I needed to say. I want to bring on some people on stage today. I want to get you guys to speak your minds, speak your opinions, your perspective, what what your thoughts on the whole situation is, and then go from there. So I'll be taking requests on Twitter Spaces. If you guys want to jump on stage, you could jump on the Twitter Spaces. If you guys just want to hang out and listen, you can listen on Twitter Spaces, or you can watch, if you want a visual aspect to it, on the YouTube channel Bitcoin Daily as well. Let me see. It's kind of difficult to do with two phones here, but I think it should sound all right. Someone says that the voice volume is too low, cannot really hear. Is anyone else having issues with the volume? I'm gonna turn the mic up a little bit here. I think it should be all right. We got 70 people, 71 people currently on YouTube. I can't tell how many we have on Twitter, but we definitely got some people in here. So if you guys want to talk a little bit, you guys want to jump on stage and you're on Twitter, send a request. I'm gonna give it a few to see if we get any requests. I know the Joker was requesting last time. I didn't get to see him, so maybe this time he'll want to jump on stage. Hopefully I get to see the request this time around. Currently I don't see any current requests on there, but I'll give it a few minutes here. but yeah, so I appreciate everybody jumping on. I know I see K Train in here, Kevin as well. I know K Train has a special spaces coming up tomorrow. I think it is. Is it tomorrow that you have Mabel coming up? I don't know if you want to jump on real quick and kind of talk about it a little bit on what you have coming up. If you do, I sent you an invite to speak there. 'Cause that's kind of exciting to have Mabel on the show. I'm excited to hear that for sure.
What's up, Jay?
Yo, K Train, what's going on, man?
A good move with the double accounts there. Now you can really handle all the requests, huh?
Yeah, cause I don't know what happened last time. So the issue is that I'm running it through an emulator, so I can run it on the PC.
Oh, you got
So
an iPhone?
yeah, I have an iPhone.
Oh, you got to show me how to do that. We'll talk
Yeah,
about that later because
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I want to do.
yeah. It's but like what happened last time was a little buggy, and I couldn't see people that were requesting to jump on stage. So that's why now I jumped on.
Oh,
I brought myself in on another account on my phone. So just kind of testing
I
it out to
see.
see how it works. Yeah. But yeah, man, I saw that you have Mabel jumping on tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific time. So about, I don't know, 21 hours from now.
Okay, awesome.
Um,
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
okay, so really cool. And I think that the most bullish thing about it is that she reached out to me. I did try to get her on Steppen Daily. I don't know, maybe a month ago after I met her in Austin, and she declined. And then I think she kind of saw that. I mean, I was pretty active. We've all been pretty active on Twitter the last few days. Um, but yeah, I think she saw that I was doing a lot of polls, and they were leaning one way pretty hard. The community is a little stressed, and so she reached out to me. So the team recognized what was going on, and they're reaching out and they're trying to fix it. And I think that to me made me feel a lot better.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know the ambassador chat has been definitely been a lot of things going on in there. We've all been speaking. We've all been kind of bringing it up, trying to bring all the situations up to the team and all that. So we've been in there,
Yeah,
man. We've been in there shooting.
it's been. I mean, everybody knows because everybody like comments and tells us that like us ambassadors and the support team in the Discord, we take a lot of flack. And sometimes we just gotta like break away. And man, Saturday I was like, I just need a break, and I went over to my boy's house and we watched the UFC, and man, ate a bunch of pizza and just kind of chilled out. So everybody else, if you need a break, take the break.
Yeah, 100%, man. Sometimes you just need to kind of step away from everything for a little bit, chill, kind of re-energize, refresh, and yeah, man, it's part of it, bro. Like I know you've been putting in work, and we get bashed all the time, for things that we have really no control of.
Yeah, I see on your YouTube sometimes, man, they go pretty hard at
Oh yeah, man, I've got all sorts of death threats and everything going on there on YouTube. So YouTube's a lot more toxic, I think, than Twitter, because I think YouTube you're disconnected even more from your reality, like who you really are. So it's a lot easier to just be super toxic on YouTube. I mean, even though Twitter is pretty toxic as well sometimes, I think YouTube
you. Different, yeah.
it takes it to another level because I don't know. It just feels like it's more anonymous than Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you made a point of like anybody kind of can get sent to one of your videos, right? Because the algorithm. Whereas like our tweets, maybe not so much, especially not our
Right.
spaces.
Yeah, 100%. It's because of the way the algorithm's set up on YouTube. It's obviously it's owned by Google, so anything that you search on Google, it pops up YouTube videos as well, and that's usually how most people find the content. So yeah, it's all sorts of people just coming in and gunning for you.
Yeah. So back to the tomorrow with Mabel. I'm super excited for it. I hope everybody listens. If not, it will be recorded. And I have a show later today, so I'm not able to set up a Twitter space for that and then like tweet about it. So if you have set a reminder for the next step in daily, that's actually the one that's today. And while I appreciate like a lot of listeners coming to that one, just I don't want people to get their hopes up here and thinking that it's going to be today. So it's actually tomorrow morning, and I'll make the post. I'll make the Twitter space remind so that you can set a reminder later this afternoon.
Yeah, 100%. So that's you said in what is it? It's 2 o'clock now. So is that in 3 hours?
The one that I'm doing today is in 3 hours. Yes, it's at 2 p.m. my time, and then tomorrow morning 8 a.m. West Coast and 11 a.m. Yeah.
Okay,
Tomorrow.
awesome, awesome. Sounds good. So K Train's gonna have a step in daily today in 3 hours. But tomorrow is the one with Mabel where she's gonna come on and he's gonna be asking a bunch of questions. Do you have your questions set up? Like, are you making a list? How you're preparing for it?
So I try to prepare like a lot for all of my guests, no matter the magnitude. Might be a little bit nervous for this one. So, um, I always want my guests to be like prepared. So, I've made a list of topics, and it really sounds like I said in the beginning. It really sounds to me like they want to get out there and start talking. Um, so I don't want to say too much because like you guys are all going to hear it soon. But we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Um, there's not much off the table that I'm aware of. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't think I like I've personally seen your feelings and thoughts on this, but do you have anything you want to say on here as far as the update that we had on Friday?
Yeah, I mean we just got to hear from them. Like that was kind of my big thing because like I'm super bullish, right? And but I can only tweet so much,
Mm-hmm.
and like after that little, I don't know what you want to call it, a fumble on July 1st, we needed to hear something. It went a few days until we actually started to hear things. So like I'm cool with it. I mean, I think they kind of botched it, and nobody expected that, right? Like we all said, oh, what's the kind of the worst that could happen, and it ends up being Polygon apes or Solana apes, like, and we like nobody even thought that this would be the way that it would go, and it did. So it was like shock, surprise, but it was also let down. But I think that I don't know. I'm really excited to hear tomorrow. Uh, and yeah, I mean the dude, like the community's heated. They're still heated.
Yeah,
So we just kind
hundred
of got to
percent.
wait it out. I have so much faith in this team long term, but I just wish that they would express the faith that they have in themselves, because like I said, I can only tweet so much and people aren't going to believe, me or you. They need to hear it from them.
Right. Yeah, 100%. And has the team officially said that it's not an official partnership with Board Apes?
Not that I know of. Like that's kind of still something that is like, I mean, that's kind of what everybody thinks, right? Like that's what it seems like. And they know that everybody feels like that's what's going on. So hopefully that gets fully addressed tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, yeah, because I know I've heard a lot of different rumblings, but there's been nothing official. So that's why I'm still holding out some hope on that. That it might be something official that we got to see. Appreciate it, K Train, jumping on here. I'll leave you on if
Yeah.
you want to give any comments on anything. I'm gonna try to bring up some people as a request. So we got our first person here, Classy Crypto. What's going on, Classy Crypto?
Yeah, how's it kicking, gentlemen? I've been watching your YouTube content for quite some time. I'm also a content creator. I got like a gaming channel for STEPN. But I was really interested in hearing about that partnership with ApeCoin. I've always been of the mindset that we didn't need this in the first place, that the BSC and Soul chains were more than good enough, and that people should be playing STEPN not only for the earning potential. Because I think at this point, we're in this Axie Infinity state, whereas minting scrolls, they're just a little bit more expensive. Breeding's not really worth it right now, and the ecosystem's in that spiral. But at the same time, because the earnings aren't as crazy as Axie Infinity, the team has more than enough time to fix this. And with the ApeCoin coming out, it makes me think, is this happening because the team wants to raise more funds off of some kind of minting program that they're doing with ApeCoin? I don't truly understand why this is happening in the first place. Now, if there's no partnership, I mean, I think you have more knowledge than me, Bitcoin Daily, but what would be the reason for having this realm in the first place?
So I mean, from the top, what I can say is I don't know how deep and how far the Bored Ape Yacht Club whole thing is going to be integrated within the realm. I don't know if ApeCoin is going to be part of the realm. I don't know if it's going to be integrated in any way. Maybe buying and selling in the marketplace. But there hasn't been anything official on that as of yet. So we're still kind of sitting here trying to figure out and speculating on a lot of this stuff. We're still speculating on whether it's on Ethereum itself or if it's on like a layer 2 on top of Ethereum, right? So we're still speculating on that. We're still speculating on whether ApeCoin is involved in any type of way in this third realm. And of course, we're speculating on whether or not the Bored Ape Yacht Club partnership is official or not, because we haven't had word on any of these things. The only things that we know is that one is there's going to be an ape sneaker, right? And that there's going to be an airdrop to all Bored Ape Yacht Club holders. So we have those two things. We know that it's going to be on Ethereum, built on Ethereum, but we don't know if it's on Ethereum mainnet or if it's on a different layer. And then the last thing that they announced was the Genesis sneakers, that Genesis holders will get Genesis sneakers. I mean, I think we all pretty much knew that would happen. So we're still waiting on them to clarify, and I think that's what a lot of the disconnect is. There's just still so much uncertainty within the community, and the markets never like uncertainty, and it's just all markets overall, right? When there's any uncertainty in like the stock market, in the crypto markets, it's the same type of reaction where the sentiment just completely drops because markets don't like surprises. So that's one of the things that's affecting the overall price right now, I believe. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's causing people to panic, causing people to sell, causing people to stop playing the game. It's so much stuff going on. So when there's a lot of uncertainty, I think that we need to kind of figure out a better way to communicate with as a team to the people, so that we can clear up a lot of this stuff that's currently going on. So I mean, I don't know when is the next announcement where they're going to give us some more information, but I imagine we start getting some more stuff. I'm sure there's still a lot of things that we haven't heard of yet. I'm thinking that the team is just kind of letting this kind of seeing how letting people think about what just happened. I guess, I don't know, but I am surprised we haven't heard at all from like Jan and Jerry. Usually they would be in the Discord and like be like, we're working on this. We have something new coming out. Something along those lines. Previously, they would do things like that. I think because of the new way that they're trying to handle marketing and communication, they've gone away from that. Which at the same time, I think it's kind of hurt the project a little bit. I think it went from one extreme to the other extreme, and I think we need to find that balance. But yeah, I'm definitely very curious on what's going to happen with ApeCoin, how deep that partnership and integration is going to be within that new realm. And I understand the idea overall. They're trying to get it out to more people. Ethereum is a really, really big chain with a lot of money in it. Bored Ape Yacht Club. They're like diamond handers. There's a lot of that obviously also have a lot of money, so they're trying to bring them over. And I understand all those things, and I understand the idea, and where they're coming from to try to make these things happen in that realm. But I think there was also a disconnect there where they kind of that announcement only hit that 1% of players, and like the rest, the 99% in the core community is kind of is like, what about us, you know? So yeah, you have any other questions?
Yeah, no, not really a question, but kind of a statement.
Okay.
I had a pretty similar situation with this like meme coin called Saitama, whereas they had their announcement, and every time that they didn't go through with something, they just randomly went silent and changed their marketing strategy. So I think more than likely, probably the case is that if they're not clearing out the FUD, that this ApeCoin partnership isn't official, but obviously that's just speculation. I think that if this comes out to not be true, first off, the people playing ApeCoin, I mean, okay, sure, they're trying to make some money. The people playing STEPN, they don't really care about this third realm in the first place. It pumped the price, sure, but I think like having a bit more transparency in terms of how you're trying to sustain the game long term, other than just opening up 30 different realms off of random coins and 30 million different seekers, because we don't really need that many seekers. Obviously, that we need to like disassociate ourselves with Solana, because Solana keeps crashing. We don't know where the future lies in with Solana. But I think for investors, we just have to have a clear cut message. If you're just gonna not do the official partnership, just get it out there, air it out. The price is gonna dump. That's completely fine. Just focus on the core message, which I'm sure a lot of people in this space are ambassadors for STEPN. That's all you got to do, right? You just got to keep pushing for the message with Strava and all that stuff for STEPN. But thank you for giving me time to speak Bitcoin Daily, and looking forward to future videos.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for hopping on, man. I appreciate it, Classy Crypto. I definitely agree that there just needs to be more communication right now. So we'll be waiting to see what happens on that front. Next here, I think the next person I had was Ryan Huge Brain. What's going on, Ryan?
And does my mic sound like that last guy? That sounded nice.
Yeah, his
How's it going,
nice.
everyone?
What's up, Ryan? Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Awesome, man. What you got for us today?
So what I was wondering, when I got into this, it seems like most of the FUD right now is based on the GST prices. But when I got into this, going with the white paper and everything, I saw that most of the focus for the end game of STEPN is to be earning GMT. When you're earning GMT, you have to proceed in the game, leveling up your sneakers and everything, using GST as a utility coin, and then everyone in each realm will be earning GMT, and that GMT is at the same price. So then, I mean, which realm is going to be easiest to proceed in the game leveling up your sneakers? It's going to be the cheapest realm. And as you're in that cheapest realm, leveling up using GST and burning it, GST prices will raise, but people won't even be focused on that GST price raising, because they're going to be so focused on getting to the level 30 where they can earn GMT. And am I seeing that wrong? Or and then also moving into the rental feature, which we're so early on this. That's the way I'm seeing it.
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely going to be an interesting point once GMT is released, right? Because you need to get to level 30 and you need to have a GMT earner. It's going to be the cheapest to build that sneaker up on the cheapest realm. So I 100% agree with you. It's going to make the most sense overall in the long run. Now, the question becomes, when is that going to happen? Right now, I think we're hearing Q4 towards the end of the year. So that we're still a ways away from that finally happening with the GMT. So I definitely agree, though. I think that's going to 100% affect how everything happens within the realms. And people are most probably going to be jumping on whatever the cheapest realm is to build their GMT sneakers, because it doesn't matter what realm you're on. It's supposed to kind of all be the same, right? You're earning the same GMT, since GMT's price, its value is the same across all the realms. So that's definitely a great point. And I mean, I can't wait for that to happen. So I mean, I hopefully we get the GMT earning a lot sooner than they're saying right now. And what was the last part?
Well, also I see we are in like the bottom depths of the bear market right now, and they are building right now still. And the way I see it, the more realms they add is just the more people they bring in, the more hype they bring in. And when we do get back into the bull market, I've seen the bull markets. In the bull markets, all the altcoins just skyrocket. They go parabolic.
Yeah. 100%.
So if they are staying alive and people are still playing the game, we're at 1 million daily users. It to me, it's looking strong. So once and they're proceeding, and as we get to GMT, like we said, people will be building on the cheapest realm.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the idea during bear markets is always to survive, right? Just got to survive it, because once the bull market comes back, like you said, the prices on everything is insane, goes crazy, right? I can definitely see a scenario where GST on, you know, Solana goes back to $5 to $10, you know, during the next bull cycle. So that's definitely something that, and by then, I'm sure we're going to have a bunch more mechanics at that point to help burn GST. We're gonna have a bunch of more innovations and things going on within the market, within the app itself, because they're still at this point, they're still building it, they're still building everything out, they're still doing everything that they can, you know, to continue to build this app out, and we're still in beta. You know, we're seeing now the new DEX, and I know that's been a popular subject, but it's the #1 DEX now in Solana, basically overnight, right? So, you know, once we start getting those fees in, let's say the next part is that we can lock up and stake GST or GMT. I think that's gonna play a role as well, especially if they set it up where maybe you know, you give GST another utility by staking it, right? If you have X amount of GST staked, then maybe you can do different things that you can't do if you don't have it staked. So I think that'll definitely be something interesting once they start introducing those things into the game. Then we have, of course, the DEX. And the new realms, of course, is going to bring more and more people into the game. So I agree 100%. You know, the overall market is at lows that haven't been seen in I don't know how long. Like for Bitcoin in itself, it had literally its worst monthly close ever in the history of Bitcoin. Bitcoin also had its worst quarterly closing ever. So those are two things that literally have never happened in crypto in all of its existence. And it just happened this last month, this last quarter. So all those things are going to affect, you know, everything in the market, because if prices are going down, that means that money is flowing out of the market. If there's less money flowing into the market, guess what? There's less money flowing into altcoins, and that means, you know, STEPN is an altcoin. It's a project, right? So that means that there's going to be less money flowing into that as well. It all adds up, you know. It's just kind of a bad timing, I guess, for you know, with the market conditions, with the announcements and the new realm. It was just a combination of things, I think, that happens all at the same time. But yeah, Ryan, thank you very much, man. You have anything else?
Yeah, just the last thing I want to say. During the bear markets, the projects that thrive in the bull markets are the ones that spend the bear market building their project and, like you said, surviving. And I think that can actually go down to a more personal level of people playing in STEPN. If you're building and maybe creating sneakers that can be used towards rental in the future or towards earning GMT in the future, when that bull market comes around, then those will be the people that thrive. And that's all I got. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man, I completely agree, 100%. You know, and it's the same thing as in crypto or just in any market. You know, where you basically buy in when things are down, right? So I always tell people, find like blue chips and then find other projects that you really believe in, really enjoy, and kind of you know, dollar cost average your way into it instead of just doing a one lump sum into it type of thing. But thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate you coming on. Thanks for your thoughts. Next, we're going to have, I think the next person, I don't know if it was Big Daddy or Joker that was next. Whoever's ready first, you could talk. We got both. Okay, we got Joker. What's up, Joker? How you doing, man?
Hi, Jay. Can you hear me, man?
I hear you, brother. Finally got you on this time.
Thanks, brother. Yeah. I was like last time. I was like, hey, I asked 5 times to go on, and you didn't respond. So
yeah, man. I don't know what happened. So I this time I completely like restarted the app and all that, and I put on a second app to make sure that I didn't miss it this time around. But it seems like it seems like I'm seeing all the requests this time, man. So what's up, man? Let's hear it. What you got for us?
Yeah, all good. So the people who are in here who know me from other spaces, they know that I'm a guy. I'm a critical guy. I look everything with a critical eye. So for me, I think at this point, the biggest disappointment that I have in STEPN is the lack of communication at this point. If you are for several weeks or months in the project and you were here from the beginning, then you know that in the beginning there was a lot more communication from the founders and from other people always giving AMAs information and all that kind of stuff. And I think most of the people here had a habit that there was more communication, explaining what's coming, explaining what they are building, and that's something that's missing now. It's like with the announcement of the third realm, yeah, they hyped like it will be an ape realm, it will be with the culture of the bored apes, and everybody was hyped. And then the problem that I had with that is that they launched it on a Medium article, yeah, before communicated to the community. So they launched a Medium article with the explanation of the realm before communicating to the community, and then the community reads it, and what do they read? They read that all the Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, so all the whales, the big money guys, they will get a sneaker airdropped without even having interest in STEPN or building on STEPN or whatever. And for me, the idea that I have is, if you want to create hype, if you want to bring big players into your project on the ETH chain, then for me it needs to be clear. If it was an official partnership with Bored Ape Yacht Club, then it would be Bored Ape Yacht Club who announced it and not STEPN. Because when Bored Ape Yacht Club would announce that it would be having a partnership with STEPN, then it would be bring a lot more people in than what they did now. And everybody can say, yeah, the Discord mods, and it's true. I'm also a community manager for all other projects, and it's true. The mods and whatever they give the names, the ambassadors, they don't have all the information. So people can say, yeah, the mods in Bored Ape Yacht Club, they say it's not an official partnership. But for me, I believe them, because if you want to create hype, if you want to create and bring more people into the realm and into the project, then it would be Bored Ape Yacht Club who announced and not STEPN, because that would bring a lot more attention to the project than it did now. That's my idea about the third realm, about the partnership. Second thing that I want to point out is everybody is talking about ApeCoin. I truly don't believe that we will have ApeCoin in the third realm because ApeCoin is created for the Bored Ape Yacht Club holders to use in their own metaverse that they are creating and to buy merchandise through a partnership that they have with Adidas. So imagine that they would give ApeCoin, that you can get ApeCoin to your sneaker, you can earn. The selling pressure on that coin would be huge because everybody who earns ApeCoin through STEPN wouldn't be able to use it, just maybe to level up your sneaker, but I don't think they will use it for. It will be maybe like second GME earning stuff. So the selling pressure on the ApeCoin would be enormous because everybody earning it in STEPN, they can't use it because you can't enter and you can't buy Yacht Club merchandise if you own an ape. So I truly don't believe that it's going to be ApeCoin. I think it's going to be something else. So that's my idea about the third realm. What I wanted to point out.
Yeah, man. I mean, you bring up some really good points. The first one being, the communication. It went from one extreme to the other, right? I think the first extreme was that they were talking way too much. I really liked the once a week AMAs. I thought that was great, especially on weeks where they had new updates or announcements, right? I think that maybe they should try to go back to anytime there's a big update or big announcement where they have an AMA that week, because I think that was great. But they were in an extreme at one point, right? Where Jan was doing the AMAs, plus was doing podcasts, plus was doing YouTube stuff, plus was like he was doing a bunch of stuff. So that's I think it was too much, and that's when people were saying he's talking way too much. They were even doing, I remember they had somebody in the Discord where they did some sort of Q&A with, I forgot what project it was, Mars or something, Mars DAO or something. And that it was like, it went like really bad. I think that was like the last straw type of thing. So I think it's from one extreme to the other. I think they need to find a balance where, okay, maybe not every week, but at least maybe every 2 weeks, and not do all these other things throughout the week. Because especially during this type of market, when there's such big changes being done within the app and within the announcements and all that, I think there needs to be communication, because if not, guess what? The everybody is left to speculate, right? The community is left to speculate. So we're going to come up with our own conclusions based on the information that we have, and that the conclusions we come up with might not be correct. But if we don't have, if we're doing one AMA a month, we're going to be a month speculating on this, and those conclusions might not be good. And that's not good for the overall sentiment of the project. So I think we definitely need to find a balance there as far as like the AMAs. I think maybe, twice a month, like every 2 weeks or something like that. I think that would be good, especially if there's big things coming. Like if there's a big announcement like we had last week, if there's a new realm, a big update to the app, I think we should have AMAs throughout any of those type of events, because the community has so many questions. And again, if we're not hearing back, we feel as a community that we're not being acknowledged, that our thoughts, our feelings aren't being heard, right? So I know a lot of people get, they start coming up with their own conclusions about everything. The next thing you spoke about, you said the communication. I know you said the Bored Ape Yacht Club as far as the partnership. So, I mean, my thoughts on this is the team has done such an amazing job with this project, right? Putting this project together, from the concept to the point that we're at now. I think overall they've done a great job. It's big brains all over, right? What kind of like I get confused is, why would they do something like this, kind of fumble the ball like in this aspect, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I know we haven't heard anything official from the team yet, which is why I'm saying we need more communication. But it's just so weird that that they would all of a sudden out of nowhere just like do something like this where it could potentially be a really big mistake, because Bored Ape Yacht Club owners, they don't even care or want to be part of the project. Like I've seen a few of them tweet, they're like, "Oh, thanks for the sneakers. I'm gonna just sell them," or something like that, right? So they've kind of been clowning on STEPN in that sort. But maybe we're the other side of it is maybe we're looking at it from too zoomed in of an angle, and maybe we need to zoom out a bit to see how it might play out in the long term. Maybe even though they've kind of been clowning and saying, oh, there's no official partnership, maybe because of all this talk, it's brought STEPN into their views now. Now, all these Bored Ape Yacht Club members probably had no idea what STEPN is. Now they're like, it might be, what is this? Might start looking at it. So I understand it from a marketing standpoint, why they would maybe try to do something like that, even if it's not official. But yeah, like there has to be, I think it could have probably been done better if it's, and again, this is, we're speculating that it's not an official partnership, which we don't know still. But speculating that it's not an official partnership, I think that there probably could have been a better way to do it, right? Where we didn't build up.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing that I want to add is, Jay, is that everybody who is in the crypto and especially the NFT space and who follows the Bored Ape Yacht Club needs to understand that a lot of projects are trying to do the same thing as STEPN did with Bored Ape Yacht Club. Everybody is giving whitelists or free mints to the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. The best example is like Ozzy Osbourne. He had a project with bats. He gave whitelist spots to the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs because he thought it would become a huge success, and the project failed miserably. So it's not a guarantee that if you give free mints or whitelist spots to the Bored Ape Yacht Club, that the project is going to be a success. It's like you said yourself. If you follow Twitter Spaces from big owners of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's like they say, thanks for the free sneakers. I'm going to sell it, and that's it. And I know, because I know a few Bored Ape Yacht Club owners, and I know that there are Bored Ape Yacht Club owners already in STEPN, because I know people who share activation codes in the Discord of the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, and they are gone in seconds. So there are already people in STEPN, so they know the project. I don't know if it's maybe 2% of the Bored Ape Yacht Club who is in STEPN, but I think I'm not sure. And that's also something else that I wanted to point out. Imagine that you are a holder, and like, I don't know what the floor price now of the ape is, but imagine it's like I don't know, it's like 50 ETH.
Yeah,
are you willing? Yeah, are you willing to connect your wallet with your Bored Ape Yacht Club to a project where a lot of people are fudding around, a lot of people saying it's a Ponzi, especially with the history that they already had? There are already a lot of apes who got stolen through fake mints and fake giveaways. People lost their Bored Ape because of that. There was, I think it's now 3 weeks or a month ago, there was a hacker who promised them also a free mint, and he stole more than 300 apes from holders. So I don't know if they're going to be willing to connect to get a free sneaker. That's something that I don't know. Owners do 200. Are they going to get 200 sneakers, or is it one sneaker wallet? That's also a question that I have, because it was in the, I think it was in the thread from Crypto Edgar, he pointed out the holders that you have some big holders in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. So is it one sneaker? Is it one sneaker per ape that you hold? I don't know. That's also a question. So
Yeah, I'm not sure how that, how that's gonna be done. If you get one sneaker per ape that you hold, um, because yeah, if some people have like 200, 300 apes, they're gonna have 200, 300 sneakers. But again, it comes back to your other point that you made. I doubt, especially if someone has 200, 300 apes, that they're going to be connecting their wallets to get those 200, 300 sneakers. So I kind of see those sneakers, and probably the majority of the sneakers, as kind of they're being burned, because the people that are not willing to connect their wallets, they're never gonna take them, and they're never going to sell them either. So they're just going to kind of be burned. So that part, I'm not too worried about, since those sneakers are pretty much burned sneakers. But the other parts I am more worried about, where it's just, we don't know what really is going on right now. We're just left to speculate right now, because we have no idea how official that announcement or the partnership is. But yeah, man, I agree, with your points. We need to have more communication, and it could be a blunder, this partnership, but maybe down the road it might be something, it might be actually something official, or they might have something else planned that we don't know yet. So right now we're left, unfortunately, to speculate on our own and come up with our own conclusions. But I think for my personal opinion, I think the main thing right now that I think the project should focus on is how Realm 3 is going to positively affect the first and second realm. And I think what the community wants to hear is something other than it's going to bring more users, right? Because I know that's the proper, political, properly correct way to probably answer those questions. And that's what I'm hoping to hear tomorrow on K-Train's Twitter Spaces when he speaks to Mabel. I know he's gonna ask her, and I'm hoping to hear, and I hope that he asks her, if she gives an answer that's gonna bring more users. I'm hoping for him to ask her what else, how else is it going to affect it. And I see K-Train has his hand up. What's up, K-Train?
I'm gonna ask some good questions, man. Don't worry. But I was wondering, like, what if all we get is that the way that it's gonna help Realms 1 and 2 is it's gonna bring the Ethereum user base in, like you said. You want to hear more than that. What if the other thing is, well, it actually is helping Realms 1 and 2 already, because we have all burnt a bunch of shoes in Realms 1 and 2, which stabilized the floor price, or brought the floor price up, as well as burnt some GST over there. Would that not be enough, you think, for yourself and for the community?
Well, I mean, my question would be, like, once Realm 3 comes out, then what? Like, because right now it's being burned, right? The sneakers are being burned right now, and GST is still dropping. Floor prices have kind of stabilized a little bit around the two SOL. But so that would mean that when Realm 3 officially comes out, that that enhancement, people won't be enhancing as much anymore. So then what else? You know what I mean? Like, my question is gonna be, again, what else? Because it is helping burn some sneakers, so it's helping a little bit with the floor prices, but we still have floor prices at 2 Solana. We still have GST prices at 10 cents. So I think there still needs to be something else.
I'm with you. I think the community wants to hear more, and I still think that there's going to be some way that the door, the DEX, the AMM, the multi-chain wallet, I still think that somehow that is going to be the catalyst to, or the vehicle of helping Realm 3 fixing and helping GST. Man, I butchered that sentence. I'll take the rest off the air. You know what I meant.
Yeah. No, 100%. I definitely understand, and I get what you mean. And I think that the DEX is definitely going to help. But my what I'm afraid of is that the biggest realms are going to have so much inflation more than the smaller realms. So the value is going to be hard for the value of bigger realms like Solana. It's the biggest realm, right? How it's going to be hard for that value of Solana, of GST on Solana to go up because there's so many people playing on Solana. So that's one of my concerns as well, and I really want to hear what the team has to say about things like that. Joker, I saw you had your hand raised. Did you have something?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out as well, is like everybody is with the ETH coming now that it will bring in a lot more players, and I understand that, but everybody using Twitter also knows that you have people who have their profitable chain. So most of the times, people who are on the ETH chain for NFTs, they don't really like the Solana and the other way around as well. So I don't know if bringing in a lot more people on the ETH chain will benefit for the older rounds. Because imagine, just imagine that it's a partnership with Bored Ape Yacht Club, official, and everybody wants to hype and everybody wants to be in round 3, but everybody sees that, like, for example, the floor price of a sneaker is 5k. Yeah, so most of the people who will come in and will say, oh, that's too expensive, I'm not able to buy that. So but let's just let's just assume we talk about GST because that's the easiest for everybody to understand. Let's understand that the GST price on the ape realm now is, after, I don't say 3 weeks, 1 month, is at like $4. Let us say like that. And then people see, oh, the floor price is too expensive. Oh, but I see they have older realms as well. And then they go to the older realms and they see on Solana a sneaker is like $100. Okay. But then they look at the GST price and they see that the GST price, the last month and a half, already going down, and it's going down every day, every day. Is that going to create hype to bring more people in to the older realms because of a successful realm, a new realm? I don't think so. I said it before. I don't know if it was in K-Train's space the other time. I truly think that they need to set up some sort of reward system that people who, like, for example, burn X amount of D, or they spend like I don't know, they did like 500 kilometers, or they burned like 500 energy. They can go to the second, and then on the second year round you have else, and then so you reward people. So everybody who wants to be in third realm needs to start in realm 1. You need to have some sort of achievement by burning energy or kilometers, or spending, even you can say, even you want to go to second realm, you want to shoe in the second realm, okay, you need to spend like 5k GST, for example. Then you get a shoe in the second realm. In the second realm, you need to spend 10k GST. You spend it, okay, you get a shoe on the third realm, and that way you force people to start in the older realms that boost the older realms, and then you create a hype to start in the older realms to go to the new realms. I think that's something that they need to investigate if it's possible, because I don't believe, even when it's an official partnership with Bored Ape Yacht Club, that it will boost or bring in a lot more people in the older realms. I don't believe that. At this point, with the game mechanics that we now have and with the prices that we now have at this point, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I like the idea of I know I've heard some people saying about, if you burned, X amount of energy, but I think if you do a certain amount of energy, that it is easier probably to track, but that also is probably only pertaining to, again, the top percentage of the people playing the game. There's I think the majority of the percentage people playing the game are probably below 9 sneakers. So I think in order to be able for it to be fair as well for people with 1 sneaker or 3 sneakers, it should be there should be some sort of reward on the consistency, right? At the end of the day, they want people to go out, create a habit, and walk every single day. So I think it should be fair, you know, just as fair if you have one sneaker or 30 sneakers, about the consistency. You know, if you're going outside, burning all your energy every day, there should be some sort of snapshot of that for like the past month, you know, in June, for example. And maybe those people can get into a raffle where they can get a new sneaker. So that was one of my ideas. I like the idea that you said about burning, maybe if you burn X amount of GST, because that could potentially be something interesting that I didn't think about. If you've burned X amount of GST, you know, you get a free sneaker into the next realm. That's also really interesting. But
yeah, because that way you include everybody. It doesn't matter if you have one sneaker or 3 sneakers or 20 sneakers. It's everybody's own choice. Yeah, because you can start. I started with one because I had a conversation with Crypto Edgar. And I believed in STEPN. I wrote a whitelist and I came in and I bought one sneaker. And after 1 week, I was like, it's something interesting. I like it, so I bought a second one. And then I started minting after a while. So it's everybody's choice. But I think by burning GST, it's for everybody the same. If you have one sneaker or 20 sneakers, it's your own choice. You can buy a second sneaker and you can mint new sneakers, and you can build it up like everybody's doing, because most of the community except the whales started with 1 or 2 sneakers and they grew because of the minting. And I think that's something that they need to make more attractive as well afterwards, because for me the minting at this point nobody is doing it because it's too. And in my opinion, that you need to create like a vicious circle. So I believe that if you do like minting is 200 GST, people will start minting again, and then when they minted 5 sneakers, they will start burning them to get a chance to level up, to level up 2 times, like from a common go to a rare. And that's a circle that you need to create. Now nobody is doing it. Everybody is now burning the sneakers to get a sneaker in the 3rd realm, but once the 3rd realm is launched, nobody will burn anymore. That will be done. Nobody is doing that anymore. So I think you need to make it more attractive, the minting cheaper, so everybody is going to mint again, and to mint again, to burn, to get a higher rarity and that kind of stuff. That is because for me, once the 3rd realm is launched, the burning will stop immediately.
Yeah, I think right now we could probably switch to like take off GMT for minting and just have it like 500 GST to mint. I don't know exactly what the numbers would be. I haven't looked at the numbers, but I think like maybe take off GMT and just make it full GST, make it maybe 500 or something like that, whatever makes sense. I think that would be something interesting because, you know, the thing is, again, if minting isn't profitable, that's a sink that the game was using that was holding the price of GST up. Now, because there's no minting, it's not profitable, you know, people are either cashing out or they're just not doing anything with that GST. So it's not helping to burn more and more GST. All right, let's jump to our next person that we haven't spoke with. My bad. I know I've had you guys waiting here, but Big Daddy was our next speaker. Big Daddy, what's going on, man?
Hiya, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear a lot of static though. I hear a lot of wind.
Yeah, I'm on my daily walk.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind right now.
Yeah. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Try to walk backwards so the wind doesn't hit you.
So, Ryan, I think, was the speaker before that was talking about the GMT, right? Through all the realms. Yeah, that's actually my strategy. He's right about that. GMT will have the same value through all the realms.
Yeah.
based on the white paper. And actually, that's why at the moment I'm not moving from Solana because it's the cheapest way to build a level 30 sneaker, and also to buy a level 30 sneaker that it's ready to earn, because you don't need to wait those 2 months. So that's a good strategy. I think Ryan pointed that out.
Yeah,
very
100.
well.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's gonna definitely be a lot cheaper to be on on Solana, earning GMT versus trying to get a level 30. You know, on the second or third round where it's gonna be a lot more expensive right now. To earn the same amount of GMT is what I would imagine, right? Do you have a question for us?
Yeah. What do you think about this? So, let's say that the Board API Club on Ether, on Ethereum, that's the next official realm. But as you can see on Twitter, for example, they're not even following STEPN, uh, and on the other channels as well. That's like a one-way partnership, right?
Yeah, right now it seems like the partnership. Well, again, we don't know yet. We're only speculating. The way it seems right now out there is that it looks like it's just a one way, but it's not something that's final yet, right? There's been no official announcement or communications as of now from STEPN or from the official Board Ape Yacht Club channels as well. So right now, you know, we've only been hearing from speculation, so there's nothing official yet. We're probably going to have to wait until the AMA is what I would, you know, imagine to hear something official on that. So you know, I'm hoping that we hear something beforehand, but it could be something that we might have to wait to the next AMA to really get that cleared up for us. Yeah, do you have anything else?
Yes. So I'm here for the long run. So what's your strategy for the income for the leveling up of the shoes, and how many of them you're planning to level for the renting system?
Well, my strategy, and it's going to be different for everybody, because it's also going to depend on how much and how much you can do every single day as far as energy. I was up to like 15, 16 energy, I think it was. And it was getting kind of difficult for me to burn all the energy every single day consistently. I feel like for me, I'm better or between 10 to 12 energy. So I actually burned my sneakers. I went from, I think I had 16, 17 sneakers because I was working my way up to 30. And then I was like, I'm not even going, I don't think I'll be using 20 energy every single day. So I enhanced my sneakers, right? I went back to 9, but now I have 9 sneakers, but 4 of them, for example, are like uncommons, right? So I think my total energy right now is around 13, and that's like a sweet spot for me right now, where I like 13. I've been able to, I'm able to do it every single day. Beyond 13, when I was about at 15 and above, it was just like, it started to become more of a chore when I was trying to, because I want to use all my energy every day, right? So when I was trying to go for that last like 5 energy, I was just like, man, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Like, I'm tired. So right now for me, I think between 10 to 12, 13 is where I'm at right now. I like this range, having energy here. As far as what I'm doing for my strategy on Solana right now, I probably want to get to a rare sneaker, I think. I started out, I wanted to get to 9 sneakers. Then after that, I wanted to level up an uncommon all the way. So I got to 28. I stopped at 28. So then my next thing was I wanted to get the gems, right? So I got level 3 gems on all my sockets now. I have 2 luck, one efficiency, one resistance. And now I think the next move is because I really don't care for more energy, so I don't, there's no reason to get more sneakers or build up more sneakers. So I think the next move is to get to rare for me, and maybe better gems. And of course, I have a comfort sneaker already that it's at level 9. I still have to level it up, but I already started prepping it. It has 3 comfort slots. And I think I don't know if the other one's a resistance or a luck, but it has a lot of comfort. So I'm already leveling that up. I'll eventually get it up there to 30. I'm just not in a hurry. And right now, I think the meta is luck, right? So I think having a luck sneaker could be good right now. I know I have on mine, I have an efficiency sneaker, but I have 2 luck slots, gem slots. So I put level 3s in each, and it got me to like 120 luck. And now with that, I've been pulling level 5 and level 6 mystery boxes. And sometimes I pull out, level 2 gems out of them. So that's kind of been my strategy right now until it changes. But yeah, man, that's kind of where I'm at. And like I said, it's gonna be different for everybody depending where you're at in the game. Some people are still building up to that 9 sneakers. Some people are building up. Maybe they want to get to 30 sneakers or 15, right? So it's gonna. I think that's gonna be different for everyone. But that's pretty much what I'm doing personally.
So actually, when the rental system comes out, the person who will rent my sneaker will use my energy. Is that correct?
We don't have any clarification on that as of yet. The rental system, I know that they were kind of redoing everything and kind of retooling it, rethinking how they're going to set it up, because the issue is that they've seen how the rental systems have negatively affected other play to earn games. And where basically like Axie, right? Axie, all the scholars were only taking away and taking out from the economy. They weren't adding anything to the economy. So I think that they're trying to figure out a way where, anyone who's coming into the game for free and being rented to, where they could bring value into the ecosystem instead of extracting value out of the ecosystem. So I think that's going to be important for the game, because if we just have people coming on to take out and cash out every single day, like that's not good for the ecosystem. They add nothing to it, so why have it? That's gonna just add more sell pressure overall. So I'm really hoping that they really think this through and they see the mistakes being made on other play to earn games, so that any scholars that we have, for example, in our system, so that they can bring value to the ecosystem overall.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, and I hope that they will do a right math around it. Thank you for having me on stage, and let's move to the next speaker.
Alrighty, man. Thank you so much, Big Daddy. Appreciate you being on here. Next, we have STEPN. STEPN, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, brother.
Excellent. So I just wanted to come on real quick. I'm in a little bit different camp. Obviously, everyone's pretty concerned about the price of GST, which is understandable. A lot of people came in when it was high, so that's their focus of an exit strategy. And it seems like the major camp is, how do we burn more GST? I'm at a little bit of a different opinion, and I think that your last comment really kind of highlights that opinion. I know I've posted this in the Discord and some other places, but in my opinion, from where I'm standing, we have GST, which is essentially minted when we walk, and it's burnt when we do things in the app. However, there's nothing that's a constant source of liquidity to GST. I understand that when the DEX is launched, that I've heard comments made that trading fees from the DEX will be accumulated and used for both GST and sneaker buyback and burn. I personally think that both trading fees and marketplace needs to have a like maybe 1% fee added to every single purchase made in the marketplace, or for every single seller, that's adding a part of actual money, actual, whether it's BNB GST pair, whether it's Sol GST pair, whether it's ETH GST pair, or GMT pair. You now have something that's adding liquidity to that pool. And so I know a lot of people were upset with the mint farmers, but from where I'm standing, logically, the only reason GST ever went up is that the mint farmers were purchasing their GST. So while we're all walking and burning, that does nothing. We're essentially no different than a renter, because we're buying our shoes in Sol and BNB. There's fees going to the dev team, which they say will be used at some point for buyback and burn, and I'll touch on that in a second. But there's nothing going into the pot. And so if you think about that logically, when the mint farmers were there, they were buying everything because they weren't using it. So they were putting things into the pot because they're buying their GST and then they're burning their coins. So they've lost their ability to remove the money that they've put into GST. Hence the price goes up. As they mint more, we get more users keep walking. The walking's creating free GST, that's collapsing the price. Without anyone purchasing, what other option is there? And so I keep hearing like, oh, we have to have these big buyback and burns and sync. Syncs, again, aren't gonna do anything, because if you're earning it for free and you're burning it, it doesn't add anything to the liquidity. Every time somebody cashes out, it just removes more. So, and then with buyback and burn, there's obviously so many people watching this project, both shorters, people that are in it and just want to get out. As soon as you have a buyback and burn, or that becomes your habit, people are just going to sit on assets and wait for that to happen before they make moves. And so you'll see a big price spike where the team injects a bunch of money, but then you're just going to see a price collapse when everyone's like, oh, sweet, now's my exit. So that's the first one, is I think that really, if we want to talk about a GST price surviving or being stable or increasing and not just decreasing, there has to be programmatic ways that the contract is adding to liquidity all day, every day. And again, I think that saying that we're just going to pool it and use it for buyback and burns is just, it creates bad habits within the system, because now people are just always going to be waiting for that, both to sell shoes, to sell GST. So that's my big major one. The only other point I had was, and this is I think everybody's kind of beaten the Bored Ape thing to death. We don't know until we know. I do think it was a missed opportunity marketing wise, but one thing I did notice is that it seems as though it's stating that the Bored Apes will get OG Ape sneakers, the OG or the Genesis holders will get OG Ape sneakers, and everyone else that's getting sneakers is just getting regular Ape sneakers. So it's like, I think that's just going to cause more frustration, that not only are these people getting free shoes, but now it appears like they're going to be getting the more valuable shoes created to start the ecosystem. And I know on sorry, I'm running out of breath, I'm on my walk.
No worries.
I know this morning on Barn Dogs talk, I think it was Jerry was mentioning that, like, one of the things they didn't put out, and I think this would have been huge for the community, is that part of this release for Bored Ape Yacht Club is there's an expectation that the only way they're going to get their shoes is by performing all sorts of community marketing tasks. That's good in a way, but I think it's just going to make less of them do it. But I think that's one of the other slight differences I've seen in stuff published so far, is that the intention is to then make them essentially the Genesis holders of the ETH realm. So a little bit concerned with that, but I think there's nothing we can do but wait. But that's all I wanted to add. I mean, I'm here for the long run. I use all my energy. Like you said, I'm at 16 now, addicted to using it all, starting to get blisters and stuff, but trying to just keep powering through.
Yeah, man. Sounds good, man. Thanks for being on. Yes, I mean, as far as what you're saying, I agree. The buybacks, especially GST, that's burning money, right? So definitely don't buy back GST ever. That's a terrible idea to buy a unlimited capped coin, because it's unlimited, right? And once you start buying back, I don't know if you were ever around for the projects back in the end of last year, beginning of this year. What were they called? Like Olympus DAO, Wonderland, all these projects that promised to buy back if the prices fell to a certain point. Guess what? It became a game for market manipulators, right? Where they're like, all right, they're gonna buy back if it gets to this point. So let's push the price beyond that point. Then let's buy it. Then when they buy back, then we sell again. And they just did it over and over and over. It's basically printing money for free for people that know how to play that game the right way. So that's not a good one, for GST. The only way for GST to go up is, like you said, we need more buy pressure. What was causing buy pressure? Minting, right? Minting was a huge sink that I don't see any other path for us to burn as much GST as we were burning when we had minting going on. So there has to be, I know that they don't want mint farms. They want people playing the game. Well, maybe make the scrolls easier to get, right? I think scrolls, easier to get in mystery boxes, and maybe change the way it works in the marketplace. Because I know people are saying, mint farms, if it's profitable, mint farms could just buy the scrolls and continue doing whatever they're doing. So I think there has to be some sort of balance where minting is in somewhat way or form profitable, even if it's just a little bit, because it's a sink that's needed in the game. I don't see any other way where we can burn as much GST as we were burning when we had that. But there has to be some sort of balance. I don't know what the solution is for that. I haven't put enough time of thinking into that type of solution. But that's what a lot of them get paid to do, right? To find these solutions to these problems. So I agree. I don't think buyback's a good idea. I know that they're buying back GMT and sneakers. It's fine, but there needs to be other things put into place, other mechanics still in place to help overall. That can't be the only way to prop up the price, because eventually they run out of money. I think that DEX is definitely going to help, is going to be something that can help with that. Once we get pools and all that, people could start holding instead of just selling and cashing out. They could just put their money put the GST in a pool, put the GMT in a pool, have perks and stuff like that. I think we need to be they need to offer like some sort of incentives for that, other than just get a whatever the APR will be when they set it up. I know that there's other games that I've played, like Ice Poker. It's a poker play to earn game where if you need to hold X amount of their coins so that you can get analytics into a bunch of different stuff within the game itself. So I think that's something that's cool. Maybe we can have we can get access to the analytics within STEPN if we hold X amount of coins, or I don't know what it could be, but there could be something. Maybe we can get entered into a weekly raffle because we hold 10,000 GST in the pool or something. I don't know what that solution is. I'm just throwing out ideas randomly as they pop into my head right now. But there has to be a solution, and I'm sure that we can all come to a solution. And I'm sure that they have some solutions already in place that they just haven't communicated to us yet, which is why a lot of us are struggling right now. A lot of the community is struggling because it just hasn't been communicated. But again, thank you for jumping on, man. I'm on the same thing as you, man. I've created a new habit with this app, and I am walking or jogging every single day, something that I never ever did before. And I'm addicted to using up all my energy too. So that's why I had to lower my energy because it was becoming more of a pain. I was getting blisters and all that as well. And I had just got some new sneakers, and I had blisters everywhere. I had to switch my sneakers and like slowly break them in and all that. So appreciate you jumping on. Do we have anyone else that wants to speak? We got about 10 minutes left. I want to make sure to close it off at 3:30. I don't think we have anyone else. If anyone else that's a speaker right now has any last comments before we close it out, speak now or forever hold your peace. We still got Big Daddy and HODL on here. All right, so I think it's a good time to shut it down then. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, I think what we all covered here, everybody pretty much has the same sentiment, the same message here. We're a lot of people are just looking for more communication. We've gone from one extreme to the other. So I think we went from way too much communication to way too little communication. Now we can just calibrate that and try to get that balance in. The other thing, and just the communication alone, I think covers a lot of the issues that we're kind of talking about today, because a lot of the issues are really just speculation because of the lack of communication, right? So I think that communication, if we can get that right, is going to go a long way. And then the other thing was, as far as GST prices, we need to figure out, I think we need to balance out that minting again. Figure out a way that minting is somewhat profitable, because it was just such a big sink for GST burning that not having it at all, I think, is on the other side of the spectrum, of the extreme spectrum. We were, again, on one side, it was too profitable. Now we're on the other side where it's not profitable at all, so nobody's doing it. So I think we need to get that. And then the last concern, I think it's the major concern right now, is how's Realm 3 going to positively affect Realms 1 and 2. And that's probably the main concern. And there's no way to ever make everybody happy. I know a lot of people are upset that they're giving, the 1% free sneakers. They're giving the Bored Ape Yacht Club people that might not even care about STEPN free sneakers, and OGs and Genesis and all that. There's really no way to make everyone happy when it comes to that part of it. It's so difficult to choose which way to do it, right? I think for me, in my perspective, I think the best way to try to make as many people happy as possible is to get for Realm 3, and we have to, again, comes back to communicating how Realm 3 positively impacts Realms 1 and 2. Because that's going to make, I think, the overall community happy if they see the path to that, right? So we just get that from the team, where that path to how it helps Realms 1 and 2, other than new users. I think that'll make change up the sentiment. So the overall community will be happy. The 1% that you're getting the free OG sneakers and Genesis will still be happy. And I think that's as close to happy as we can get. So that's pretty much my thoughts on that, guys. I appreciate you guys. Again, I'm still bullish on STEPN. I'm still using it every single day. I'm still playing the game, still upgrading, still burning gems, everything, right? So I'm still here, man. And I'm going to keep doing this every Monday. I'll be doing the Twitter Spaces. I'll be doing the YouTube Live. You guys could tune into whichever one you prefer to be on. If you want the visual aspect, you could be on YouTube. If you want to come on stage or you just want to listen, you could be on Twitter Spaces. And that's pretty much it, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I should have another video or two this week, hopefully on the YouTube channel, Bitcoin Daily. And that's pretty much it, man. Thank you guys again. I will see you guys on the next one. As always, guys, peace and love.